Did you know the original Enterprise went through many changes during production? Find out what they were right after this. Hey everybody, it's Kenny Conklin from Scifiantasy.com and welcome to another YouTube video. As you can tell, the holiday season is upon us because I'm back in the big Santa Claus chair. Yes, indeed I am. So the corner is gone. It's filled with Christmas stuff. So you're not going to see me sitting by the desk. We used that for turkey the other day. And so what is today's video about? Today, back with us is Jason Marshall, and he has a video going over 3 builds he did of the Star Trek Enterprise, 3 different productions, and he'll show you what they were and the differences between those starships, which is pretty cool because I didn't actually know the differences that he's going to be pointing out in the video that's coming up. And don't forget to watch to the end of the video because I have some important links for you if you want to find out more about this kit and about the differences in the ship. So let's get over to Jason and see what he's got for us.
Here is a look at my 3 Enterprise project, running from the first pilot to the second pilot to the production version. This video is primarily to discuss the differences between versions. So I got these 2 side by side, the first pilot and the production version, just because most people are familiar with this. So one of the biggest things, of course, is the, I call it the tall boy bridge versus the low profile bridge. And of course that's the most obvious of things. One of the differences is, I call it the bolt cover, because on the model, the studio model, there's bolts that hold the saucer to the neck. And it's a bit more detailed on the production version. Same with the impulse deck, but there's the indents and there's some crosshatch pattern on the impulse deck versus this guy, which was completely bare. Fusard caps were, were a dark red with a semi-gloss finish, and of course they got the little spires on here. We can actually discuss 2 mistakes while we're up here. The first pilot didn't have any marker lights on it. Top or bottom, I forgot to take those off. So instead of trying to redo the model, I just opted to leave them and not paint them. So these tubular tubes, conduits, whatever you want to call them, they should be bare. Yeah, the raised ribbing should be off for this model. I forgot to take them off. So a couple things. You notice I don't have any the triangular ports on here. I do have on here. They are supposed to be on this, but it's supposed to be a smooth finish, not etched. Actually same all the way across the board, but the filling it wasn't worth it because I don't have any decals to replace them, so maybe at some point in the future we'll fix that up on this one. In the production version I just left the etching and then used a pencil to highlight the lines. If you look at the ring around the lower sensor dome, I see it's smooth all the way around on this one, and the production one has those little notches in it. Obviously the saucer, the big boy saucer on here, and the little profile saucer on here. As far as things go, the neck on here was indeed blue, just like I did the bolt cover, nice pale blue. And this detail is bare on the pilot version, first pilot version, and the more familiar raised and etched lines on the production version. Of course, the shuttle bay was void of detail on the first pilot, and you had the lines, panel lines, hatch lines, whatever you want to call them, on the production version. And this is up for debate. The 11-foot model definitely had no detail on the back of the nacelle caps, pardon me. The 3-foot may have, so I had to leave them on the smaller one. My 350 scale is bare. And then of course the more familiar looking orbs, balls on the back, whatever you want to call them, which I think look much better. Lastly, of course, the indents and the nacelles didn't have any detail, whereas the production version had the grills and of course the No detail on the pylons. Detail on the pylons. Now I took some liberties with the second pilot version. First with the color. Talking with the first one, I used Tamiya AS20 Insignia White because I wanted to replicate the washed out look that was in the original effect shots. Whereas my experience has been in the second pilot and any shots from that were recycled, it was kind of a dark and kind of grainy. So I used Tester's Model Master Flat Gull Gray on this. It actually provides a gradiated look between versions. That was unintentional and just worked out nicely. Now the neck may or may not have been blue. If it was repainted and there was far less contrast. I couldn't find or mix a color I liked, so I opted to go with the darker blue to retain the contrast between the hull color. You know, different markings, not going to get into that because that's all in the decals and instructions. The window layout, however, was different. By this point they lighted the model, so the layout on the secondary hull is pretty much the same, and I think there's some slight changes here. No, window layout's the same. Just some are lit, some are not lit. Different window layout. The lower saucer sensor dome ring is smooth. One mistake though was in these lights. This one shouldn't be here, but the one in the back should be here, and of course the one on the upper saucer. The Bussards still red, but didn't appear to have any particular gloss coat to them, so I left them the flat color. No detail in there, just plain gray. Light colored grills. Impulse engine deck, not a different color but same as the hull color. The vented ports. So not too many changes from the first pilot version. So with the exception of markings and window lighting, this version isn't overtly different from the first pilot version. And some things, apologize for the light, this was bare as well. Which, as far as things go, I followed the paint guide for the 350 scale, so all the colors are pretty much the same. So, you know, the JN gray, the medium gray, etc., etc. Like I said, my leading edge ended up being a little bit dark, and I did actually take off the raised bars on the base of the triangles. That was a bit of an accident, but those happen in model making. I do have to say though, I'm actually pretty pleased with how my Bussards came out, except that I forgot to take it or fill the hole that was in there. But the inner dome that comes with this is painted white, and then just used a Sharpie to mark the raised lines. The dome is painted clear orange, and then a dull coat applied to it. So it's just a little different effect than just painting it clear red and being done with it. Just to mix things up a little bit and have fun with these.
As always, I'd like to thank Jason for putting up the video and showing us the differences between the 3 starships. If you like this video that Jason has up on the YouTube here, check out the link over here. This will bring you right to an article with more detail about what was going on with those ships. And if you like this too, there's going to be a part 2 about working on the kits themselves, so don't forget to check that out. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys come over to the community. If you have any questions for me, you can just drop them in the comments section below, or if you have any questions about this kit, just come over to the community, join up. Jason's always over there, and he's always glad to help you and let you know what's going on. So, I hope everybody's doing well. And that's pretty much it for the night. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.